Health Canada Site License for the Production of Natural Health Products Production License. This Health Canada issued site license is one of the most challenging licenses to obtain in the manufacturing industry in Canada. It permits Valerian Labs Inc. to manufacture, package, and label natural health products under strict regulatory standards. Obtaining this license requires Valerian Labs to comply with the Good Manufacturing Practices (GMP) compliances and to demonstrate that the facility adheres to strict GMP requirements set as the production standards by Health Canada and the FDA, including quality control systems, sanitation, and documentation in a 9001 laboratory cleanroom environment for the production of sterile products. The GMP standards require detailed submission of standard operating procedures (SOPs) that must document every step of your manufacturing process to ensure product safety and consistency. Product testing protocols demonstrating that all products meet the specifications outlined in their respective product licenses. The Health Canada Site License is a critical credential for any company looking to produce or distribute NHPs in Canada. It demonstrates the company's commitment to quality assurance, regulatory compliance, and consumer safety. This license gives allowance to the production of all health products that claim a health function on the label, such as vitamin pills, self-dosing powders, and all the diverse range of products offered in health stores such as GNC, Alive, and Body Energy Club. Chemical Supply Chain Management (CSCM) diploma granted by Responsible Distribution Canada (RDC) to Bobby Shah, completed on October 19, 2020. This program covers the foundational principles of managing chemical and ingredient supply chains, including regulatory compliance, safe handling of hazardous materials, risk management, and distribution best practices. It is designed to equip professionals with the necessary skills to manage regulated chemical products in alignment with Canadian safety and distribution standards. The CSCM diploma program is recognized across regulated industries and is a mandatory training requirement for officers in the chemical division of the RCMP in British Columbia. This highlights the critical nature of the program in ensuring safety, compliance, and security in the handling and distribution of chemical products within Canada. The completion of this program underscores Bobby Shah's commitment to regulatory compliance and his expertise in managing the complex logistics and legal requirements associated with the chemical supply chain. Canadian Food Inspection Agency (CFIA) granted by Safe Food for Canadians Act license in Canada, issued to Bobby Shah and Valerian Labs on February 15, 2019. This license is issued under the Safe Food for Canadians Act and ensures that Valerian Labs Inc. complies with food safety regulations for food production, handling, and distribution. Requirements to obtain this license include development of a preventive control plan (PCP) that outlines food safety protocols and hazard prevention, compliance with Good Agricultural Practices (GAP) and Good Handling Practices (GHP), ensuring traceability systems are in place to track products through the supply chain. This license is essential for any company involved in food production and distribution and assures consumers and regulators that your products are safe to consume. The Precursor Registration Certificate, issued by Health Canada, grants Valerian Labs Inc. and Interior the legal authority to possess, handle, and distribute Class B precursors, which are regulated chemicals that have potential uses in the manufacture of controlled substances. These substances are strictly monitored by federal authorities to prevent their diversion for illegal purposes, making the certificate a critical regulatory requirement for businesses operating in the chemical supply chain. Obtaining the certificate involves stringent compliance with the precursor control regulations under the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act, CDSA. The application process requires businesses to demonstrate secure handling practices, including physical security measures, restricted access protocols, and detailed record-keeping systems to track the movement of regulated chemicals. This ensures that all precursors are accounted for at every stage of the supply chain, minimizing the risk of misuse. The certification process also includes periodic inspections and audits by Health Canada to ensure ongoing compliance. This highly regulated license is issued only to companies that meet the strict standards required to safely and responsibly handle sensitive chemical substances. Holding the certificate demonstrates that Valerian Labs Inc. operates within the framework of Canadian law, adhering to best practices in security, risk management, and regulatory compliance. It positions the company as a responsible and trustworthy participant in the chemical industry, ensuring that all precursor materials are used solely for legitimate and authorized purposes. U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) issued to Valerian Labs in 2019 is a FDA certificate of registration verifies that Valerian Labs Inc. is registered with the U.S. FDA, allowing the company to export products to the U.S. under the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. The registration process includes submission of detailed product information to the FDA, compliance with FDA Good Manufacturing Practices (GMP). This certificate is crucial for international business operations and signifies that your company adheres to both Canadian and U.S. regulatory requirements for product safety. WHMIS 2015 Certificate Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System is Canada's national workplace safety standard for identifying, handling, storing, and disposing of hazardous materials. The certification ensures that individuals working with dangerous substances understand potential hazards and how to protect themselves and others in the workplace. Similar to TDG, WHMIS 2015 is mandatory for anyone working with or around hazardous products in Canada and requires comprehensive training to meet occupational health and safety laws. Key components of WHMIS 2015 hazard classification: understanding the types of physical and health hazards hazardous materials pose, for example, flammable, toxic, corrosive. Labeling, recognizing standardized GHS globally harmonized system labels, including pictograms, hazard statements, and precautionary statements. Safety data sheets (SDS), learning to read and interpret detailed safety documents that include product hazards, handling instructions, and emergency protocols. Education and training, ensuring that workers are trained to safely handle hazardous products, reduce risks, and respond appropriately to emergencies. The WHMIS certification is critical in industries like manufacturing, chemical supply, natural health products, NHP production, and logistics to ensure that hazardous materials are handled safely and in compliance with regulations. Significance of WMIS 2015 certification is mandatory for employers and workers handling hazardous materials. Ensures compliance with Canadian workplace safety laws. Helps reduce workplace injuries and accidents by educating workers on how to safely manage hazardous substances. Transportation of dangerous goods (TDG) by air certificates demonstrate Bobby's expertise in handling, packaging, and transporting hazardous materials in compliance with Canadian and international regulations. The transportation of dangerous goods is highly regulated due to the potential safety risks involved. Obtaining TDG certifications requires understanding of hazardous material classification, knowledge of safety protocols for handling dangerous goods, compliance with air transportation regulations. These certifications are mandatory for businesses dealing with chemicals, pharmaceuticals, and other hazardous materials, ensuring the safety of people and the environment during transport by air. Transportation of dangerous goods (TDG) by ground certificate demonstrate Bobby's expertise in handling, packaging, and transporting hazardous materials in compliance with Canadian and international regulations. The transportation of dangerous goods is highly regulated due to the potential safety risks involved. Obtaining TDG certifications requires understanding of hazardous material classification, knowledge of safety protocols for handling dangerous goods, compliance with ground transportation regulations. These certifications are mandatory for businesses dealing with chemicals, pharmaceuticals, and other hazardous materials, ensuring the safety of people and the environment during ground transport. Specially denatured alcohol registration granted by the Canada Revenue Agency. Bobby Shah, as Director of Valerian Labs Inc., holds a specially denatured alcohol SDA license issued by the Canada Revenue Agency (CRA) under the Excise Act 2001. This license authorizes the possession, handling, and use of specially denatured ethanol, which is regulated to ensure it is used strictly for industrial and commercial purposes such as natural health product (NHP) manufacturing, cosmetic and personal care product production, chemical formulations requiring ethanol. The SDA license is a highly regulated permit that requires compliance with strict record keeping and audit measures to prevent misuse or diversion of ethanol. Bobby Shah is responsible for ensuring Valerian Labs meets all CRA regulatory obligations, including maintaining detailed records of ethanol usage, reporting changes to the CRA, compliance with periodic CRA audits. This license is essential for companies producing NHPs and other products requiring ethanol, demonstrating Bobby Shah's ability to safely manage controlled substances in compliance with federal regulations. The ICS 200 certification demonstrates advanced proficiency in managing emergency incidents of various scales, particularly in situations involving hazardous materials such as chemical spills, transportation accidents, and industrial catastrophes. The Incident Command System (ICS) is a globally recognized framework used by emergency responders, government agencies, and private sector organizations to command, control, and coordinate resources during emergencies. This certification ensures that Bobby Shah is fully qualified to take command in the event of an incident, effectively managing emergency operations using structured protocols and standardized communication strategies to protect public safety, property, and the environment. Bobby's certification signifies mastery of the ICS structure, including the roles and responsibilities of key personnel such as Incident Commander, Operations Section Chief, Planning Section Chief, and Logistics Section Chief. He is trained to set up and maintain command posts, establish clear objectives, and develop adaptable action plans during evolving emergencies. With specialized training in hazardous material incident management, Bobby is equipped to handle chemical spills, industrial accidents, and hazardous material releases, ensuring regulatory compliance and multi-agency coordination through a unified command system. He is proficient in resource management, effective communication protocols, and emergency response procedures, making him a capable leader for managing both minor and large-scale disasters swiftly, efficiently, and in compliance with local, provincial, and federal regulations. Bobby Shah committed multiple years to possesses a comprehensive qualifications and an in-depth understanding of the laws, regulations, and compliance protocols required to operate within Canada's highly regulated chemical industry. His extensive certifications and licenses spanning areas such as hazardous materials handling, chemical supply chain management, transportation of dangerous goods, and regulatory compliance under Health Canada and CRA frameworks reflect a rigorous adherence to Canadian legal standards. These credentials demonstrate his commitment to ensuring that all business activities were conducted lawfully, safely, and with a deep respect for public health and safety requirements. His achievements, including the Health Canada site license for the production of natural health products (NHP), took him 3 years to achieve, as this license required all the standard operating procedures to conform to the GMP goods and manufacturing practice of Health Canada and the FDA. CRA specially denatured alcohol registration and precursor registration certificate required stringent audits, detailed documentation, and compliance with federal laws, including the Excise Act and Controlled Substances Act. Additionally, his ICS 200 certification and TDG transportation of dangerous goods accreditations further underscore his expertise in managing regulated substances with precision and care. These credentials affirm that Bobby Shah not only met but exceeded the legal and regulatory requirements to practice in the chemical industry in Canada, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to lawful business operations and the highest standards of safety, accountability, and ethical practice.